Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Have you been jumping onto Animal Crossing New Horizons and feeling like there's nothing to do? Well, in this video, I'm going to be showing you all small daily tasks you should be aiming to do each time you play. Now, you don't have to do these tasks every day, but these are just things that I'd recommend trying out if you're finding that you don't really know what to do with your time in the game. So let's get into it. I feel like this one's quite obvious, but the first thing I'd say you should do every single day, as soon as you get onto the game, is check your mail. Checking your mail each day allows for you to not only get that annoying beeping sound to stop, but it also gives you cute letters to read from your villagers, your in-game parents, and let you know any important information about any in-game events. Plus, you get to collect any presents from your friends or villagers, or collect any items that you've ordered. I think it's a good idea to get your mail checked and out of the way as soon as possible. Next up, I'd suggest you go for a nice morning walk on the beach. And while you're there, it's a good idea to check for the daily DIY recipe bottle, as well as collect some seashells. Each day, a new DIY recipe will appear on the beach on your island. Most of the time it's likely to be a recipe you already own, but it's a good idea to check it out each day to be in the chance of unlocking a new recipe. Whilst you're looking, you can also pick up seashells to sell at Nook's Cranny later on. I especially love to do this as it's very nostalgic for me, as this was one of the main ways you would make money at the start of the game in the older Animal Crossing games. You may not make a lot of bells from the shells, but the activity in itself is very calming and every little bit helps. Okay, so once you finish strolling along the beach, I'd suggest heading into the main area of your island and start to just chat to your villagers. Your villagers love to hear from you often, and they'll get sad when you don't check in with them, so it's always nice to say hello and just see what they're up to. This also means that they'll sometimes invite you over to their house or give you a game or delivery to do, which can give you something else fun to add to your day. Whilst you're looking around for your villagers, I'd also suggest looking for the glowing money spot. This way you can either plant or collect your money tree. For me, I have no desire to grow money trees right now, so I simply just collect the 1000 bells and I'm on my way. But if you're trying to collect a lot of bells, and especially if you're just getting started on your island, I'd recommend replanting the bells to grow a money tree and collect the bells that grow a few days later. You can always cut down or move the tree after this if it's somewhere you don't need it to be. Whilst looking for the golden money tree spot, you can also stop in on all your island's rocks to find the money rock and collect stone and iron pieces for crafting. I've personally moved all of my island's rocks to the same area, so this is very easy for me, but this might take you a little while longer if your rocks are spawned naturally all around your island. After this, I would start to look for the fossils. There should be 4 to 5 fossils on your island a day, and if you're still trying to complete your museum's fossil exhibit, you should definitely be doing this. My fossil exhibit is already complete, so I simply just collect these in order to sell later on. Whilst looking for fossils, you're bound to dig up some gyroid fragments. There's a 30% chance per day that gyroid fragments will appear, so I like to bury these and water them in order to collect cute gyroids to decorate my island with the next day. And it's up to you what you'd like to do with these. I do miss being able to give them to Brewster, but now you can just put them everywhere on your island, which is tons of fun. Okay, so now I'd suggest shaking your trees for the daily item, and whilst you're doing that, you can also harvest any fruit from your orchards or collect any wood from your trees. Every day there will be a tree with a furniture item inside. This has been something in every single Animal Crossing game, and it's always been something fun to collect, as long as you manage to escape from all the wasp attacks. While searching for this, you can also harvest any of your fruit trees to sell, or collect any wood that you might need for crafting. After harvesting your trees, I'd suggest collecting and watering your crops. Farming is a whole new mechanic added into the Animal Crossing series in New Horizons, and while it doesn't offer a ton to do gameplay-wise, it can be fun to grow a small farm on your island. I find the ingredients are great to collect if you enjoy cooking different food items in the game, and if not, you can always just sell your harvest. It's just another simple way to earn some bells. After this, I'd suggest finally heading to the museum and asking Blathers to assess your fossils. Blathers will assess your fossils for you, and hopefully you're able to find something new to donate or something to sell. It's a good idea to get Blathers to assess your fossils before you sell them, since they'll be worth a lot more bells this way. And whilst you're here at the museum, you should definitely head to the Roost and get some coffee. Going to the Roost every day and ordering a coffee is a great idea, since you can grow your friendship with Brewster, earning you unique crafting recipes and the ability to add pigeon milk to your coffee, if that's something you're interested in. Visiting the Roost is always fun too, since you can sometimes see special visitors here, and if you decide to take a coffee to go, you can use this to give you energy whilst decorating around on your island, making it easier to move trees and other items. And let's be honest, it's just nice to rest here for a little while and enjoy a nice warm drink. Okay, now you're fully rested and relaxed after your coffee break. Now it's time to check out Nook's Cranny, sell your items and check the turnip prices. Depending on whether you take part in buying and selling Daisy May's turnips, you'll want to keep an eye on the prices to find a good time to sell. And if you're like me, maybe you just want to check out today's items and say hello to the cute little Nooklings. Either way, you should always be checking into Nook's Cranny every single day. After this, you should definitely head to the Able sisters to check out the new clothes you can buy and chat to Sable. Speaking to Sable often will improve your friendship with her, which will mean she'll start to speak to you more and open up to you. The Able sisters have a very sad and interesting backstory that I think all players should make the effort to hear about. And whilst the story isn't given to you in much detail in New Horizons, it's still really nice to form a friendship with Sable. I still like to check in with Sable and see how she's doing, as she's one of my favourite characters and she's always working and alone, so I know she appreciates a little break and a chat in her day. Now we're done at the shops, it might be a good idea to walk around your island and water your flowers. Whether you're trying to fill your island with flowers or trying to breed certain hybrid ones, I'm personally trying to grow more green mums at the moment. It's always a good idea to water your flowers. Even if you don't care about growing new ones, it's just a very mindful and calming activity, and watering the flowers gives them this lovely sparkle effect, which is just really nice to look at. Next, I like to head to resident services and check the recycling bin, as well as collect any bonus Nookmiles. You can find unique items and materials in the recycling bin, so it's a good idea to check it often. And collecting bonus Nookmiles by checking the machine every day is a great way to rack up points, which you can spend on lovely items to decorate your island with. Once I head out of resident services, I like to do some daily stretching. This is a fun little activity you can do every day in the game, and it's a good idea to take part in this because if you do the stretches many days in a row, you can unlock unique rewards, including a yoga mat, exercise equipment, and even unique emotions for your character to do. You can also sometimes see which visitors are on your island that day by taking part in this, as they'll usually come over and join in. Which leads me on to the next thing you should be doing, which is checking your island for visitors. There are different visitors that will show up on your island each week, including Red, Gulliver, Celeste, Wisp, Daisy May, and a whole heap of others. It's always good to see who's on your island and see if you can buy things from them or help them out. After this, I like to do some classic fishing, catching bugs, and diving. I personally haven't completed my fish or bug exhibits at the museum yet, so this is a really good opportunity for me to collect any missing species from my collection, and to also just have some fun collecting creatures that I can sell for some bells later on. After a fun afternoon fishing and collecting things, I like to visit my villagers and get the daily DIY recipe. Your villagers will sometimes be found crafting or cooking items inside of their home, so it's always smart to visit them at their house to see if they have any new recipes for you. I'm personally enjoying collecting cooking recipes at the moment, so I love visiting my villagers to see if they have any new ones for me. This is also a good time to complete any deliveries or games that your villagers have asked you to do. You can sometimes be asked by your villagers to play the Finding the Fossil game, which is always fun to take part in, and you may have some deliveries to complete for them. It's a good idea to get these done in the day they were asked of you, or your villagers can become upset. You could also now use this time to give gifts or letters to your favourite villagers. Giving presents and sending letters to your villagers is a lovely and wholesome pastime in the Animal Crossing games, and especially important if you're hoping to collect your favourite villager's photo. And in case you didn't know, this is the most treasured item that proves your undying love and affection to a certain Animal Crossing villager. It's one of the most sought after items for any Animal Crossing player, and I'm still desperately trying to get my favourite villager Ruby's photo, so I like to use this time to spam chat with her and gift her pretty wrapped up items I think she'd like. But seriously, it's been like 4 years, just give me your photo already, Ruby. After hanging out with your villagers, you can also spend some time doing any seasonal item gathering or seasonal event tasks. Depending on the time of year, there'll be different items to collect, whether it's the dreaded Bunny Day eggs or the beloved mushrooms and pine cones. There's always something seasonal to enjoy in Animal Crossing, so if you are hoping to craft seasonal items or recipes, this is a great time to do so. There may also be a special event on, like a fishing tourney, Turkey Day, or May Day, which are always fun to take part in. So depending on when you play, you may have some seasonal stuff to collect or take part in as well. You should also be looking to shoot down presents, as this can unlock new items, bells, and sometimes seasonal DIY recipes as well. If you've done all of the above and you're still wanting to keep playing, you may enjoy completing some daily Nookmile goals. I really enjoy doing these whenever I feel a little bored or not sure what to do in my game, as the daily little tasks are just so much fun to complete, and I love earning the Nookmile rewards. I actually have a whole video on my channel where we spend the entire day completing these Nookmile goals, and it was actually a ton of fun, so feel free to check that video out if you're interested. And if you're tired of completing Nookmile goals, you could also now head out onto an island tour. You could do this for fun or to find new villagers. villages. Whether you're looking for a new villager to move in, or just wanting a change of scenery or to collect some different materials, heading out onto an island tour is always a lot of fun, and this gives you the opportunity to hear Cap'n sing you one of his iconic sea shanties. You could also now head off to Harv's Island, which was an incredible addition to the game since it first released. Harv's Island is great because you can unlock all of the visiting salespeople in one place, and you can visit them every single day. So if you were hoping to buy a new carpet today but Sahara didn't visit, you can just simply head to Harv's Island and see what she has in stock, as long as you pay the bells to unlock all the characters, which if you're still struggling to do so, you could use some of the bells you earned today selling fossils or seashells to pay off some of the goals to unlock new salespeople on the island. I've personally unlocked every single one and unlocked all of the hairstyles from Harriet as well, which is another great thing you can do while you're here. Harv's Island is one of my favourite things they've added to New Horizons, as it gives me the opportunity to see so many characters I loved from the previous games, and gives me more shopping and fun things to do. And finally, if you're still wanting more things to do with your day in Animal Crossing, you can head to work or do some decorating with the Happy Home Paradise DLC. This DLC will give you hours of fun designing homes and special buildings for your villagers, unlocking new build items from Nico, collecting daily DIY recipes that wash up on the island, earning a ton of Pocky from working, and then ordering fun new items from Wardell. I absolutely love the Happy Home Paradise DLC, and I would recommend that everyone gets it, as it adds hundreds of hours worth of fun and joy to your daily Animal Crossing gameplay. So I know this video is a little bit different, but I hope it gave you all some inspiration of things to do in your day in Animal Crossing. Hopefully this video was able to give you all a little look into the daily activities you can be doing in Animal Crossing New Horizons. If there are tasks you like to do every day in the game that I didn't mention here, feel free to share them in the comments. Before I go for today, I just want to say an extra special thank you to my Patreon supporters for supporting me this month. I really do appreciate your support, and you're all such lovely angels. Thank you so much. I hope you all enjoyed this video and it gave some of you some inspiration to keep playing Animal Crossing. If you'd like to, please consider leaving a comment, liking this video, or subscribing to my channel, because it really helps me out. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're having a super lovely day, and I'll speak to you all next time. Bye!